effort. It's always a team effort. We find everything together.
Yeah, of course.
The economy is bustling along. Americans now owe 1.13 trillion on their credit cards. I have to say, I am doing my part. We are in such wild credit card debt. It is terrifying. Don't know where the next paycheck's coming from.
So what you're saying, all I hear out of that is you bragging about having credit.
Oh, I mean,
Because
yeah.
I owe so much money in student loans that I cannot wait to leave this country. But
Yeah, it's gnarly.
wait,
All
Cora
right.
says have Dave Anthony on. He's on
Yes,
our list.
he
We have
is. He's
Dave.
one of our guys.
Dave's gonna come on some point. We're working on it.
All right, let's just because this, everything always leads back to money and war. This was the new announcement, which is just amazing because, worried about Trump and DeSantis sending the National Guard in to take care of things. Governor Hochul just put 1,000 new police and National Guard into the subways to randomly check people's bags. And you know what's going to happen with random checks? It's going to be black and brown people for sure. And the other thing was to prohibit anybody who's ever had a violent crime on the subway from being able to ride mass transit again.
And I do want to remind people that the National Guard is legally prohibited against being used against your own people. Like it's literally part of the National Guard to only be used for external threats. Like, so they're justifying this as like, we're going to catch, terrorists somehow or something. But like, meanwhile, everyone in New York constantly is posting videos of the cops just on their phones the entire time or harassing people for no reason. There's no justification for this other than Democrats are trying to run on tougher on crime than the Republicans.
Yeah, they're going to out MAGA the MAGAs.
Another reminder is that the George Floyd bill, which Democrats are trying to push hard, they're using the death of George Floyd, which amplified the Black Lives Matter movement and, really spoke to how the nation felt about policing, to give the police more money. Like that's the George Floyd Act, more money for cops.
It is truly vile to see people like, what is going to happen? More guns on the subway, National Guard with their rifles there, checking people's bags. That is a recipe for crazy disaster. It is just, they are just stripping away every single liberty. And then they're going to say, oh, you got to vote for us. Democracy's on the ballot, knowing that probably Trump's going to win and is going to have this. They're just like setting whatever on a silver platter, this fascism and the control of military and cops over all of our lives, protesters.
And a lot of the election side of things is on this culture war stuff about books, being banned in Republican states, which is vile. It's disgusting, banning books that are just like, hey, there's a gay person in our book. Well, we gotta ban that book. But meanwhile, New York, they're spending all this money on on literally machine guns being on our subways in New York, and they're not financing libraries. We're cutting libraries in New York.
Yeah.
At the same time,
libraries, school, all of it.
Libraries, I'm sorry, but if you're going to ban all these books and things, and if that's where we're going, libraries are a safe space for the public, and libraries do so much good. I wish we had a clip of that library dude. What's that guy's name?
Oh, he's so great. I know, and he just said he had to take a mental health break.
Yeah, and that guy, I just learned like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever he said he's quitting, he's a librarian in my hometown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he comes back. He's such a pure heart.
Yeah, and he's going to Congress to say, he's speaking before the Senate or the House, I don't know, somebody to, hype up libraries. But anyway, we digress. The economy, libraries closed. Here's our economy.
Boeing wants to pay technical and safety pilots 29% less than the corporate pilots who chauffeur company executives. The technical pilots say it's the latest example of Boeing's dire safety culture problem. They're demanding equal pay. Their contract expires Wednesday.
We just rifle through. She's killing it. She is killing it. If you have money, honestly, go find there are a couple sites now following stock trades by politicians. And
yeah,
honestly, I don't know how you could lose, except you'd have to probably invest in the evil corporations they're going to invest in.
yeah, it's all going to be like military industrial shit. But yeah,
they're killing it. They're
spyware.
Killing it.
All right, but we do have a couple of good moments. We've got Oregon is moving to stop private equity from owning doctors' offices. A bill to end corporate-owned medical practices has passed Oregon's Senate Health Committee and the Oregon House, which is great. Of course, we still need it for hospitals and nursing homes and all of that. But, you know, the more we sort of chip away at private equity and huge monopolies, the better. And it's the one thing is, I mean, Biden is repugnant. He stopped a railway strike.
Are you going to say something positive about Biden?
I'm just going to say that
Go ahead.
The NLRB has been doing some good work under him. And that is the one place where I could see things getting worse with Trump. That's all.
I mean, I can see a lot getting worse. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
a lot. You have to balance that out with how many things are worse with Biden.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not voting for either one of those people ever, but I do like that is his labor board, whatever. I mean, he has no idea what's happening, but I'm surprised that they're allowing these things to happen. I think the Kroger's Albertsons merger is the next thing that they're suing to prevent from happening. So we will have.
And I think, and we were talking about this before the show and we didn't have time to Google it, but I think last week they shot down that merger already. I think that merger's already been shut down. So I don't know. Somebody fact check me.
I'm not going to
give me a W. People give me a W.
I'll see.
Give me a W. I think it got shut down.
We'll see.
Here's a positive though. We have one real positive to end on.
Okay.
Because unions are doing good work and people fighting for them are doing good work. The first unionized college athletes in the country, a precedent that could change college sports, is from Dartmouth.
I'm saying it.
People say it, Lila.
Why are you saying you don't know? I'm telling you, Dartmouth. Yeah, that's how. Oh yeah.
I don't know. In my
loser says here, what? Loser says what?
In Sacramento, we just say Dartmouth.
Okay. But yes, because they bring in a lot of money for the college, they work really hard. D1 sports, especially, that's a full-time job when you're there, and that's great that they are unionizing. That is very impressive.